Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Cousin
Connection
podcast.
Fast forward or something?
I don't know. I just want to bring more energy to it. I might have had some pre-workout before this.
No wonder. That explains a lot.
I'm feeling a little tingly right now. I'm actually really loud. Why did you point me like you feel it?
Like when your foot falls asleep, so it's prickly, and then you touch someone, it's like, ah.
Oh, not like that. It's just like usually my face. I don't know. It's weird.
That doesn't sound.
That's why I opened the window, because I'm gonna start sweating like early. Don't worry about it. Okay, welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Cousin
Connection
podcast. Hey, okay, guys, let's get back into it. So this week we're gonna be talking about something that's coming up in a couple weeks.
You're actually talking really fast.
Huh? I told you I took pre-workout, so I'm
like when people slow down.
People like energy.
No, but you're talking. Energy is fine, but
I'll
you're
put
like,
up a poll. Okay, guys.
Like, oh
so, okay, it actually looks like really loud on there. I don't know. Maybe I don't know why I'm so loud today.
Maybe
because I have so much energy. Okay, let's get back into it.
You're literally
None of this is usable.
You're gonna trip over your words.
I won't. Even though I have a huge lisp. See, I have to say that slowly so I don't actually mess up. That's like the worst word you could give someone who has a lisp. Like the word lisp itself is almost impossible for someone to say who has a lisp.
No, you said
for me, because I have to like intentionally like remember how to say lisp.
How
if
else
I
will
don't,
it come
I'll
out?
go like this or something. Like my
Lisp?
mouth. Yeah, like it'll come out right. It'll come out wrong. I mean.
Have you ever accidentally called me Sara?
No. Okay, it's not that bad.
Because if you did, I would judge you.
It's like the SP sound. I don't know. There's something about that like kind of throws off my lisp. Like I have to like actively think about it, or then, and sometimes I'll hear it in the podcast because I have to listen to myself 1,000 times while editing it.
And
where like
damn,
I could because I have like a heavy tongue, and I could sometimes hear the heavy tongue. And I don't know if it's only me who notice it. Maybe other people notice it, but at this point, like
sometimes
I'm gonna flub over my words, guys. Just get used to it.
But I don't want to like call you out on it and make you feel insecure, so I just don't say anything.
Oh, don't worry, I'm already insecure about it.
I'll never bring it up. Don't worry, I will never ever mention it.
Okay, guys, like I mentioned at the beginning there, it's currently May 25th, May 19th, May 20. What day is it today?
What month is it, Amir?
Oh, sorry, March 20.
Are you okay?
I'm good.
Your brain is on like.
As you know, in a couple weeks, it's currently March 20. Ramadan is coming up. And because of that, we thought it would be important to maybe talk about it and see what... Oh, shoot. The computer is freaking out. Okay, it's caught up. Yeah, we're good now.
I was like, uh-oh.
If my voice cuts out for a few seconds there, you'll know why. But yeah, so we just want to talk about Ramadan in general. We have like opposing... not views. What do you call it? Like
methods of
preparation. I.e., I do nothing, and you apparently like have a whole list of things that you do.
You know,
like as a bedtime routine or something. So
nighttime routine,
whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so I won't really have much to say. Well, like you actually were asking me like, so like you just do nothing, or like what do you actually? Is there any? Are you being like literal in that you do nothing? And yeah, I literally don't do anything.
Like,
I don't prepare for anything.
You just go about your life.
How do you prepare for something like that?
Okay, let me tell you my list.
Yeah, okay.
So, the first, it takes me a couple weeks to prepare for Ramadan.
What?
Yeah.
Sara.
It's like a slow, gradual process. First of all,
I guess like mentally you can like get yourself prepared for it.
Yeah, mentally is part of it. But like, first of all, there's like the very literal ones. Like, I feel like
Make sure you made up all your days.
Yeah, I did that on time this time for once. But aside from that,
what?
I just remembered a meme. I think it was like in November or December. Someone posted
what?
Ramadan Mubarak to all the sisters making up their fast.
Yeah, I think I saw like funny. I saw someone recently post like 2 weeks ago, being like, "Guys, I'm about to have it's about to be my time of the month, and there's 2 weeks left until Ramadan, and I still haven't made up any of my days." I'm like,
that stress.
Good luck to you.
That stress. I saw that too. I can't remember who posted it.
I can't remember who. I think it was like a repost to someone online, like a story or whatever.
But when I say it takes a couple of weeks, it's because there are different parts of preparation. So like first, it's you prepare your house. Like, you know, if you ever do, it's like spring cleaning, but like Ramadan cleaning. You know? Yeah. And I know some people like to decorate their house, which I've always like wanted to do. I just never really got into it. I don't know.
Actually, yeah. Like I've seen people doing that recently for like
events like Eid,
where they're like, yo, they prepare their houses on Christmas for the lights and stuff.
Yeah.
Why can't we do it for our own celebrations?
We should.
Our own holidays.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you planning on doing something like that?
Yeah, I showed my mom some twinkle lights with like a crescent and stars. I was like, do you want to get this? And she's like, really? Mm-hmm. I was like, yeah, why not? And she's like, okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not doing nothing like that.
But okay, so aside from, decorating and cleaning your house, it's also just like how you prepare your body, because I've just seen how my body reacts to fasting. Fasting can have a lot of health benefits too, by the way. Like, you guys can look into that. I'm not really a scientist or doctor that's going to sit here and tell you, but I like to prepare by like either eating less or like making bigger gaps between my meals. So like having lunch, having breakfast, skipping lunch, and then having dinner, or not having breakfast. And I'm doing that not for like dieting purposes, but it's more so to just train my body to like get used to feeling hungry.
Is that something that you can actually do? Like, have you looked into the science of it? Because I don't know if you can prepare your body for something like that.
Well, I do it because normally, like, the way that I am is if I'm really hungry, I can't focus on anything else but my hunger.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I work every day.
Yeah.
I need to be able to focus while I'm hungry,
Yeah.
And my biggest thing is, aside from like eating and just being hungry, is caffeine. Remember I was telling you this the other day? So part of that is like I'm trying to wean myself off of coffee. Like, I have a huge addiction. I'm not afraid to say it. And I start my weaning off process by switching over to tea the month before. And then 2 weeks before, I just cut out all caffeine. So no tea, no coffee, just water.
But technically, you can still have, I guess for you, it's like, I wouldn't call it an addiction then. An addiction means that you literally can't live your day without it.
Well, yeah, like I've been suffering for the past 2 weeks because I have headaches every morning.
Really?
Yeah. Tea doesn't do it for me the way that coffee does.
But it's the same amount of caffeine, is it not? Or maybe it's just the ritual behind it.
Maybe it's all psychological. I don't know. But I definitely do get the headaches, and it's starting to get a little bit better. But I'm not gonna lie, I had coffee today.
Really?
Yeah, I had coffee today.
Oh yeah. She literally just had it while coming.
No, not while on my way here. This morning.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But I thought you were getting. Oh no, that maybe that's just for me.
I was asking you. Okay. Because last week, remember, you're like, oh, you didn't bring me any.
Okay. I was
like, hey. But aside from that stuff, I also prepare mentally. Like when you're kind of, I reflect and I remember why we're fasting, obviously to fulfill our obligations. But then like the reason behind it, and remembering to be grateful for what we have, but also by being grateful, you donate. And during the month of Ramadan, for those of you that don't know, your rewards are amplified. And so it's the perfect time to kind of stack up the rewards, maximize it, and do as many good deeds as possible. And of course, it's always a reminder to myself and, and by way through you too, before we remind you guys. But aside from that, it's setting Ramadan goals. So it's, we have New Year's resolutions, and it's always, I feel like Ramadan is that opportunity to reset yourself spiritually, and to make goals, and also not like, I saw this recently on Instagram where, someone was talking about how Ramadan has become so, I don't want to say mainstream, but like, I feel like companies are now starting to get, I guess, publicity for like I don't know if you knew this, but Party City has Ramadan decorations now.
Yeah, where are you going to get them from, right? If it makes sense, there's a huge Muslim population now. It probably wasn't feasible earlier because there wasn't enough Muslims to make it like profitable for them. So I guess maybe
it's not like Muslims came out of nowhere, that we've been around.
Yeah, I guess so, but like,
I think they just saw it as an opportunity to make money.
Yeah.
But like, and what I saw on Instagram was, it's like we shouldn't focus so much on, like, what I made a note here was like, although we want to be productive, we want to set goals, we shouldn't really focus too much on the let me set an agenda and like, I'm gonna make, you can do that, like you can be organized, you can do all that stuff, but like you should focus more on the actual act of worship itself and like fulfilling those, completing those goals that you set for yourself, rather than the whole act of trying to be productive.
So are these goals that you're setting for the month, or for like
No, it's not for just the month. Like obviously
Yeah.
you have goals for Ramadan.
Yeah, like I know we spoke about that last year for Ramadan, and I wouldn't consider that for me like something preparing for Ramadan. I guess it's something I kind of do during it. But if you do consider it, then I guess I do have one thing that I prepare for. But
Yeah, which that counts.
yeah,
But you can also set goals where you're like, you know what? Like, for example, let's say I didn't wear hijab. I would be like, okay, this Ramadan, I'm going to start wearing hijab. And inshallah, I'll continue to wear it after Ramadan.
yeah,
Like that, for example.
okay,
You know?
yeah, like something you can do. It's almost like a starting point, almost like a New Year's resolution.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
And so, I mean, if you guys have Ramadan goals, we would love to hear them. Let us know. Maybe we'll get some inspiration. We do have about a little less than 2 weeks, or is it 2 weeks exactly? I don't know.
Yeah, it's literally April 2nd, so 2 weeks from now.
Oh yeah, 2 weeks from now. So by the time this goes up, it'll be 1 week from now. So if you guys have any not resolutions, goals, share them with us, and maybe we can all inspire each other to have a productive, beneficial Ramadan, inshallah.
Yeah, but now because of the fact that we're getting closer to like shorter days, I don't know, like it feels like it'll be almost normal for a lot of people. Like I don't think we'll feel it as much as we used to. In the summer, we felt it for sure because it was like 9 p.m. before we could eat.
We would fast for like 17 hours or something like that.
Yeah, and that. Now like I think the latest will be 7:30. I can't remember. Actually, no, I think it still will be. It still will be pretty. We'll be
long. Fasting for what, 14, 15 hours?
Actually, yeah, I guess it will still be a pretty long days.
Yeah.
Next year it probably won't be. Next year is probably going to be like in the middle of daylight saving.
Like, yeah, it'll probably. I think it might be like right before. I'm looking at my calendar.
Oh yeah,
here.
or actually right after daylight saving, because
it
always changes by 2 weeks. No.
Like this week, literally, it might start this week.
Yeah, this week. Okay, this week, so it'll be right before or right after daylight saving. So we still got a couple years before we hit that like nice stride where the days are like super short.
Yeah, when it's in like November, December.
Yeah, unless the government actually follows suit with what America's doing and gets rid of daylight saving.
Did they actually?
Yeah.
Why isn't that all over the news?
Oh no. Like okay, so in America they have the Senate and then they have Congress. Okay. I believe Senate. The Senate's the one who passed it, and now it has to go to Congress, and Congress has to pass it, and then after Congress, it gets signed by the president and then gets made into law.
Okay, so it's not official.
It's yet. Not official, but it was so unanimous in the Senate that they feel like it's just gonna follow suit in the Congress, like it's gonna be unanimous there as well, and it's gonna pass without any issues.
Would you want that for Canada?
To get rid of daylight saving? Wait, so if they got rid of daylight saving, what would that do? So right now, when it first comes in, we put our clocks back by 1 hour, right?
In the winter, we do that.
In the winter. So if we never put our clocks back by 1 hour and we put it forward now, actually, no, I don't want to get rid of it. Because technically, if you got rid of it, like your days would be short. But then again, no, the sun is out for the same amount of time every day. But I guess you can maybe get an extra hour to sleep or something inside there. I'm not sure exactly how it would work. I need to kind of like figure out the science of it.
It's like hurting my brain.
Yeah, exactly. Just thinking about it.
I'm like, you know that one like Zach. I think it's Zach Galifianakis. Zach Galifianakis, I think is his name. You know that meme with it. Yeah. Hopefully Amir can find it and put it here. But that's literally me just like thinking, how would it work? Like,
yeah, I honestly like just now as we were talking about, I was trying to like figure it out. I can't.
Like, would they keep it as what the time is right now, or would they keep it to what it is in the winter?
So it would be the same time as now, because we went back and now we went forward. So it'd be the same time as now. So actually the days would be the same length if they kept daylight saving. So like we would be, even if we were like 2 years ahead now in Ramadan, like the beginning of March, then the time would still have been like 7 o'clock for Iftar instead of the like 6:15 that it was at the beginning of the month.
No, but like what about in the winter? The sun still sets earlier.
It still will set earlier, but like we won't have that big jump, if that makes sense, with the daylight saving. Like it'll be a gradual. It will never be as so like, you know how like in the middle of winter, the sun will sometimes go down at 5 p.m. It'll be 6 p.m. and it will never go past 6 p.m. or never go earlier than 6 p.m. It'll always be before that.
I don't know if I want that.
Yeah, I don't know that either.
Because, you know, like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't want that either. Okay, keep
Yeah.
daylight saving, guys. I'm on the side of daylight saving. We don't have to do everything America does, just because they
That's
made
what I'm
it.
saying.
We have to follow them,
Like,
know.
stop
We're just saying.
pressuring us.
Exactly, stop pressuring us, guys.
You're the one who said it in the first
Whatever,
place.
okay. Forget I even mentioned it.
All right.
But yeah, I don't know. For me, Ramadan's always just snuck up on me. So like, even if I know it's coming up, it's like I don't know. It just it's not here one day. That's how anything works. I'm not here one day and it's here the next. Like I don't do anything for my body to prepare ahead of time.
See, if you do prepare it, then it won't sneak up on you. Because I remember one
year. But I don't feel that like the negative effects. Like I don't get hungry during the day. Like I get hungry, but it's not to the point where I can't do anything. Like I've always had the ability to, like, even during Ramadan in the middle of the summer, I would still go to the gym 5 days a week. And I would go for 1 hour every day. And I would still go on my 1 hour walks.
Light flex, but okay.
No. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like it affects everybody differently, right? And also you can still eat the same amount of food that you normally eat. Like one thing I feel like would really help you is like you don't have like probably an eating schedule right now, right? If you had an eating schedule, if you make one, and you get used to it, then you can literally just shift it. Like for me, I only eat 2 main meals and then I'll have like a protein shake, and maybe I'll have a snack in between, like a protein bar. So literally during Ramadan, all I do is shift it to the nighttime. So at Iftaar, I'll eat my what I would eat for my first meal, and then stop. You need your coffee, man. And then for what is it called again? For technically lunch or like after Iftar, between the meal in the middle, instead of having the second like main meal that I would normally eat, I would have my protein shake there, which is usually my last one. And then in the morning for suhoor, that's when I would eat my like second meal.
Yeah. And
that literally covers all the protein I need, all the carbs I need, all the fat I need for the day. And I'll maybe have like a protein shake at not a protein shake, a protein bar or maybe a couple eggs or something in between like my protein shake and my iftar meal. And literally that would be all the calories I need for the day. And just during the day is me burning it all off or burning through it. So I don't feel it as much.
I just can't eat that much right before going to sleep.
Yeah, that's a big difference. Like a lot of people say, "Oh, I can't eat when I wake up." Like whenever someone tells me I don't wake up for suhoor, I'm like, "How?"
That's literally me.
Yeah.
Do you wake up for suhoor?
You have to wake up for suhoor.
No, I can't do it. Trust me, I've tested this theory.
Yeah.
I've went to bed, like I've eaten, and then given myself time to digest, and then gone to sleep. Slept through the whole night, woke up and fasted the whole day, and I felt better than if I went to sleep, woke up for suhoor, ate, and then. Like I was hungrier.
It probably depends on what you ate. Like if you don't track calories, like you probably ate like the amount of calories in that one iftar that I would eat in like 2 of my meals combined. It always depends on what you eat. Like some things digest faster than others.
I don't know. Like I can't.
Like I'm eating very high protein, low carb meals. What?
Oh, okay, yeah, but that's fine. But I don't even eat breakfast the second I wake up. Like I wait a good hour and a half to 2 hours.
Yeah, I won't eat it normally right away either.
So how do you have suhoor?
It's like your body knows, okay, this has to be done, so I just do it.
I can't do it.
Right? Like it's not that I'm forcing myself. But also the meal is like light enough that I can kind of get it down. Like usually for that meal for suhoor, it'll be my salad with the meat. So
in the morning?
Yeah.
I can't do that.
There's no such thing as like meals that you have to eat at certain times. Okay, like you can have pancakes at dinner if you want.
I mean,
as long as the calories in and calories out matches up, or you have your balance, whatever you need, you're good. You can eat whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
I don't know about all that, but I just know that I'm one of those people that cannot have suhoor.
Why?
Because
of the thing. But I feel like you can train your body to get used to it.
I'll try it for like the first week. Which is what I usually do. Like, everyone's excited, right? So you wake up for suhoor, and then by the last week, you're like, just give me water and one date.
And are you not able to eat it because you just feel like your body doesn't feel prepared for it? Is because you still feel full from like the previous meal?
Yeah, 1, I'm not as hungry.
Yeah.
And 2, like I just can't eat that at that time of day. Like if I was awake maybe all night.
Yeah.
And then like on the weekends, for example, you know how sometimes we'd go out for suhoor.
Yeah.
that makes sense because I'm awake the whole time and I'm like building up an appetite.
Yeah.
But if I go from like I eat a big meal, wait a bit, go to sleep, wake up again and try to eat, and I don't eat that, you can't. I don't know. Power to you if you have a big suhoor meal, but like the most I'll do is eggs, maybe a smoothie.
Like you can have low calorie meals that are still like that have all the nutrition and like the protein or whatever you're kind of going for that don't feel as heavy.
Yeah.
Right? Like chicken breast itself is like low calorie and has a high amount of protein.
I cannot have chicken breast at like 4 a.m. Amir.
Well, if you shred it and you make it's all about how you prepare something. Like
I guess.
Yeah. I feel like you could do it. It just requires maybe it to be prepared ahead of time because some people just don't like having to make it in the morning.
Yeah.
But if you have it prepared already,
yeah,
you don't have to think about it and you kind of just have it ready, warm it up and you eat it and you're good.
I'll test it out again.
Yeah.
And see how I go the first week. If I find that eating suhoor makes me hungrier during the day, I'm gonna just stop.
Yeah, because I find that iftar, like you end up eating a lot of stuff that you shouldn't be eating, like a lot of like fried foods, and high carb foods. And then the fact that you're not having iftar or suhoor with something maybe healthy, like you just end up having a high fat, like oil rich meals every day, and your body,
you don't feel good either.
Yeah, your body won't. You're not treating your body well.
I told my mom, I was like, this year we got to be more like
mindful of what you're eating.
Mindful of what we're eating. Yeah,
especially for iftar.
Exactly, because I don't like. Your body's already not necessarily in a state of shock, but you're already going through a big adjustment of like not eating during the day. Like the worst thing you could do on top of that is just not having a balanced iftar meals
and nutritious meal to be, like you can't have halut maraq every day.
She literally was like, do you want me to make halut maraq? And I was like, girl, no.
Like if every once in a while is fine, and you have to like supplement it with something, with some greens in there, like how sometimes you make collard greens in there.
No, they don't.
Like when they have the big plate.
Well, that's not halbat maraq though. Halbat maraq, they usually just make salad.
Yeah, but like
when I'm craving it.
Now you're craving it?
Yeah. Like I just pictured it like like a big bowl in the wooden one.
Yeah.
With the salad on the side and like an ice cold like Coke. Ugh.
Okay, calm down.
Aren't you craving it?
You're not Ramadan yet. Nah. I don't like that.
You don't like halbat maraq?
I can't track it.
For all my harar. What? Yes, you can. Just search up injera, beef stew.
No. That's just how I can't track, man.
Anyways, for all the hararis that are listening to this, is halbat maraq like a staple in your home? Because I know some people can't fast without having halbat maraq. So,
yeah. But one thing I am like excited for this year for Ramadan is the fact that if you live in Toronto, then you know that in the next couple of days,
I knew you were gonna say that.
that the mask mandates are going to be lifted, and also more people. No, but more people are also willing to actually go out to the centers and take part in the group iftars. Exactly. And we haven't had them like a proper group iftar in 2 years. So this is going to be the first time we're coming back and like to the classic, like having hundreds of people come to the center.
Hundreds.
It is hundreds. I would say it's at least 200.
What?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Okay, maybe 100.
Maybe back in the day, like Wood and Woods days.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was maybe a couple hundred.
This year?
At like not every day, but like for the main days.
Should I do one at my house?
At your house?
Do you remember we used to do like
home iftars?
Yeah.
Why did I say it like that?
Yeah, I don't know. But I know what you meant.
Yeah. We could do it again. Why not?
Yeah.
It's going to require you to like set it up probably. That's why we don't do it anymore, because we're lazy now.
No, I'll set it up. You got Eid barbecue?
I'm too lazy for that.
Come on.
That's why we don't do it anymore, because I'm lazy, okay? I don't have time to set up stuff like that.
I'll convince my brother to do it.
Yeah, back in the day, we didn't have the internet to distract us.
Yeah, Amir and Aisha, and then my brother and I were like the kings and queens of Eid barbecues. We would take turns.
Yeah, didn't we have an iftar at someone's house? I can't remember now. But yeah, I'm just excited for like the more communal iftars that we're going to be having again. And honestly, just for the fact that we don't have to wear masks anymore. But someone here, like we mentioned a couple weeks ago, is still acting all weird. And I'm calling cap right now. I know it's not going to happen.
What, that I'm going to keep my mask on?
Sara is not keeping her mask on after this mandate is lifted.
Let me explain.
Even though she said she will.
Okay. Let me explain.
Try.
Okay. I feel like in the last 2 years, wearing my mask has become like a comfort to me.
You don't realize like how fast you adjust to changes.
I know, and I probably will adjust. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I will adjust. But what I'm saying is that it has been like, for example, yesterday I was telling you, we went to our center, our oh my God, I can't even speak. Our local
community center.
Is that what it's called?
Islamic center, markaz, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, we went to the musalla, whatever you want to call it, center. And I didn't realize, because we go there quite often, but like this was my first time going since I've been back from Ethiopia. And I was like hit in the face with social anxiety. And you were thriving. Like I saw Amir just socializing with people. And, you know, my instinct was as soon as the Islamic lesson was done, I like jumped up and just listened for Amir's voice because I'm comfortable with Amir. So I was like finding him like, where is he? Like running towards him. And like I realized halfway while I was standing there deep in conversation with you guys, like I'm on the guy's side. I didn't even realize that.
We're in the midpoint.
So, you know, I think having the mask, I don't know what it is. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like kind of become like a, you know, like the safety blanket.
Like a crutch?
Kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Like, I don't really know how to explain it. It doesn't make sense.
It's like a barrier between people.
Maybe.
Are you gonna start wearing like a niqab to the
I mean, I don't know what it is. It's
yeah,
like,
why don't you just wear a niqab then? Is that what it's called? The one that's like covers your face.
Yeah, but imagine me wearing a niqab with like jeans. You have to change your whole attire to wear a niqab.
If you already like the mask, I'm just saying.
I mean, we'll see.
Now she's being peer. But I feel like you're really gonna just, you don't realize it now, but peer pressure is like a really big thing. Because I'm telling you right now, the moment that you go into an establishment and you're the only person wearing the mask, you're taking it off.
I don't think I'm going to be the only one.
You'll be surprised how many people will, like, who have the same idea as you will be taking it off. And the people that are still wearing it are probably going to be like the elderly people who maybe have like pre-existing conditions that are a little bit more on edge when it comes to that. Unless there's someone around your age and you see like a couple of them, I feel like you'll fall to peer pressure and you'll just take it off.
I mean, I'm just thinking about our time in Ethiopia and like I lasted maybe 3 days before I took the mask off.
I took it off right away. I didn't care.
No, I wore it like some places.
Well, like we only wore it really when we were getting ready to come back because we just wanted a negative test. That was the only reason we wore it.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, like at this point we're all vaccinated. The variants that are coming out there are still variants coming out to this day. Are not as severe if you're vaccinated. So okay.
I'm not like I'm not like one of those crazy people. Okay, I shouldn't call them crazy. Let me choose my words carefully. I'm not super fixated on keeping the mask on. It's more so of just like, if you have some kind of crazy sounding cough, like just stay away from me. That's all. That's literally it. Just don't come to social gatherings. Like I've seen.
But you could say that about any flu-like symptoms or flu-like disease or whatever.
I'm not going to say who it is, but when I was in Ethiopia, I went to somebody's house and they were coughing up a storm. Okay. And they thought that I didn't hear them. They're like, I think it might be Corona. And I was like, what? So I was like, do not breathe. I was like holding my breath. I was terrified. Yeah. So like, you know, I feel like now that the mask mandate is being lifted, people might still have COVID. And I guess if it's not as strong, it's whatever. But sometimes it's not whatever. It affects everyone differently.
It does affect everyone
like
differently.
In general, like you wouldn't want someone to just be like, achoo, and sneeze on you.
Yeah, but that's just in general. But I don't think the masks have anything to do with that. And they always did say like the masks, they did do something, but they weren't like, we weren't following the rules that were supposed to be used. Like a lot of people were using the cloth masks. We're told to like not be as effective as the medical grade ones. And even at that, the ones that everybody was using, those like thin ones that like with the like string that always breaks on me, even those ones weren't N95 rated, so they're almost just as bad
as the other
bad ones? As the cloth ones. But
I don't
like,
know.
I guess it just made you feel safer because you were wearing it.
I feel like COVID, like the whole like culture around it, turned me into a germaphobe when I never really was one.
Yeah.
Like I was clean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like I never paid too much attention to like the people around me that much. And now it's like I can't even imagine, you know, if someone sneezes, I can't imagine walking in their direction anymore.
I guess yeah, COVID has affected everyone psychologically very differently. Like some people weren't affected at all. Like for me, I literally just followed all the rules because those were the rules at the time. And then now they're not the rules. I'm gonna just go with whatever the rules are now. I'm not really gonna hold on to anything. I'm not gonna hold on to the past.
All right, fine.
But you are smart for like wanting to wear the mask, and I feel like maybe we'll have that like culture similar to how it used to be in Asia, where people would wear the mask whenever they felt sick or had some symptoms.
Yeah.
Just as a general like good thing to do, or like something to protect other people from them.
Plus, I also feel like
what?
Oh my god, what's his name?
Who?
Is it Doug or is it Rob?
Doug Ford? Rob Ford is the guy who died. This girl. Oh my god. How do you forget our own mayor's name?
Anyways.
Yeah. What? Well, you're flabbergasted that you forgot our mayor's name.
I just feel like he's played us so much.
Yeah.
That he might be like, yeah, masks are gone.
Yeah.
And then in 3 weeks, if cases go up, he's going to be like, all right, masks back on. Like, I don't want to get used to the mask-free life just to put the masks back on.
I don't believe they're going to go back to
you don't think
put on masks again. Like, if anything, they're just going to be like, guys, we have to get used to this life now. Like, if you feel like you're going to be affected by this negatively, stay at home. You know, protect yourself. Just like anyone would if they were immunocompromised, like before COVID.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, like take your own precautions. Wear a mask if you feel like if you are immunocompromised and you want to still go out. Like for your own protection, wear a mask.
Yeah.
And carry your hand sanitizer or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, I feel like at this point we have to get back to business, if that makes sense.
I mean, I still think that it's not going to go and maybe it will. I don't know. It might go back to how things were in 2019 and like before that, but it's so crazy how the entire world changed because of a damn virus.
Yeah.
Like it changed so much.
Yeah. But I feel like it's starting to go back to how it was. And like whether the WHO or the... Is that what it's called? WHO? Like whether they like it or not, like people are just going to do what they want now. Yeah. We're still of course going to feel the effects of it for years to come, especially when it comes to the supply chain, which is still like heavily affected by it. But I feel like now everybody's kind of distracted with the war, like we mentioned last week. So things are just kind of moving on. But there are still places in the world like China who are like heavily locking down again because of...
Do they have a new variant that's like strong again?
There's a new variant that's going around the whole world right now.
Is it strong?
No, they say it's like more infectious than Omicron, because it always gets more and more infectious. But of course, the reactions to it aren't as severe. Like just exactly like Omicron, where the reactions aren't severe, it's just more infectious. So we kind of just have to we kind of know that we're gonna get sick here and there, and just kind of get used to it. I just can't wait till they get rid of the tests needed for flying.
Oh, they're getting rid of.
Yeah, I heard they're getting rid of it in April 1st or something.
Good.
For people who want to come back to the country. I don't know about going to the country. I think it depends on that country. Like America, it will depend on if you want to fly to America. It will depend on if America.
Do they even do testing? They might still do it. I don't know.
For flying into the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, like flying out, we won't have to do it anymore. Like flying back, I mean.
Yeah.
But flying out to that other country depends on what that country's rules are. Like if you I feel like if you ever want to fly like China or something, you're always gonna have to get a test no matter what, just because of how like strict they are with their rules. And also it makes sense because in China they also have a very low vaccination rate, which is why they're a little bit more strict on it.
Oh, interesting.
Because a lot of people aren't getting vaccinated, and mainly because it's like just people don't have access to it. Really? At least that's what I've heard. I need to look at that info again, but I believe that like only like 60% of elderly people were vaccinated.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and they said that mainly it's not because they don't want to, it's because they just don't have access to it.
Interesting.
I think that's what the rule is. Or that's what's going on. But yeah, so, that's definitely something to look forward to for when Ramadan's coming, just a communal. I know I kind of bring it back to that.
You did. You did.
Communal gatherings. So I don't know. Have you heard of this swimmer called Leah Thomas? No? Well, she's a trans swimmer, and she transitioned from male to female. At least she identifies now as female. And she is a professional swimmer. So, of course, when she changed from male to female, she wanted to join the female league or this female swimming team, right? And I believe the rule for the universities, because she goes to UPenn, is that you have to be taking estrogen or something like that, or testosterone suppressants for a year, and then you can join the women's team.
Oh.
But this person is 22 years old, and they've only been taking it for a year, and they're clearly still very masculine. They've kept their genitals, basically. So they're very masculine in appearance and just how they speak and everything, but they identify as a woman. And what happened was she joined the competitions, and she ended up breaking every record in the women's team.
Oh shit.
And she used to be number 462 in the men's league, and she is currently number 1 in the women's team.
Oh my god. Well,
no, let me finish the whole story. So now there's a lot of controversy, of course.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to make the argument that a lot of liberals, people on the left, are making is that the people who transition don't have any advantage to the women who were born women and grew up as women, which is, and I think this is really kind of exposes the fact that now we've gotten to a level where people are just denying pure common sense and reality in a way, so just so they can be more inclusive.
Yeah.
And inclusivity is starting to destroy the sports world in a sense, because this is not the first time we've heard about this. This is just one of the most egregious forms of it, where someone who clearly was not even in the top 300 of swimmers in the country, 462, is now number 1 and broke the record, not by a few seconds, broke it literally by 45 seconds.
Wow.
To the point where someone showed a video of her swimming in a competition, and she literally finished her race, and the second place swimmer was still had 2 more laps left to go across, back and forth. Yeah, and she's literally just sitting there waiting on the edge, and they're just going back and forth, and they all finally finish. And she made it number 1, went on the podium and everything, and then they started giving out the prizes, or not the prizes, but the medals to second place, third place, and the other people there. And once they gave it to her, everyone's booing.
Really?
Yeah, and it gets worse, because she transitioned. She gets to use the women's change rooms, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of the women in that change room feel uncomfortable because she hasn't transitioned physically yet. She just identifies as a woman. She's taken the testosterone suppression, so there are some bodily changes, but when you still have genitals like that and you're in a women's room, of course people are going to feel what do you call it again? They're going to feel uncomfortable, and also this person still says that they like women. So this is the conversation here is because I think I already know what your opinion is going to be. Maybe I should ask you. So what's your opinion on all of this?
I mean, I want to preface this by saying I'm not trying to offend anyone, but it's kind of
say with your truth.
It's kind of saying something and being no offense. What I want to say is that although she was taking testosterone suppressants, if she physically has the physique of a man and is swimming in a women's league, you're already at a disadvantage. Even if you and I were about to be in a swimming, let's say we were both pro swimmers. Yeah. You're bigger than me, stronger than me. You have more muscle mass than me. Yeah. You can probably push yourself. You have more endurance.
More wingspan, which is a big thing in swimming.
Right. If your
arms, a really tall person too.
Yeah. If your arms are longer than mine, you're gonna be faster. Yeah. if we're running in a race and your legs are longer than mine, you're going to be faster. Yeah, maybe like someone who's lighter can run, like it might seem like they can run faster, but if you have longer strides and your endurance is better, your stamina is better, you're going to win. You're going to beat me every single time, no matter how fast of a runner I am. So in a sense, that's kind of unfair. But I can understand, like, it's kind of like a catch-22 because they're trying to be inclusive, but at the same time, it's like the rest of the swimmers are going to be at a disadvantage.
Yeah. Well, my question, I guess, one I wanted to get at is that, like, or I guess what I wanted to say is that, like, should we, because a lot of people don't want this to continue to happen. Not a lot of people, like, those teams are, the people that they're competing against are saying, like, this is unfair, shouldn't let this happen. But I'm like, you know what? Like, just, like, it's almost like when you're teaching a child something, it's like, do you let them get her, like, let's say there's some, like, a fire here or something, like, do you let them touch it and learn their lesson, or do you immediately, like, pull them back from it and they never really learn that lesson? Like, they kind of have to get burned to learn the lesson. So I feel like they should, in my opinion, I'm like, you know what, just let it continue and play itself out, and people will realize over time, like, what we're trying to say. Because I feel like at this point the left has gone so far, they've so far out on the whole inclusive thing that they're starting to deny reality. And I feel like you kind of have to let it go through its course for them to realize how this can negatively affect the people that they're trying to be inclusive for.
But that's not really coming up with a solution. Because a solution, I would, like, one thing that just popped into my head is, like, you know, there are women who were born with female parts who are naturally taller, naturally bigger, maybe have a more masculine build. Maybe you can have two different leagues, like a petite league, for example, and like a average size and bigger league. And then
like in boxing?
Yeah, like, you know,
fighting?
like there's heavyweight and lightweight, for example. And that way maybe the weight requirements are a little bit more fair. And trans women can kind of fall into the heavyweight, for example.
Why not just have a trans league?
Because are there enough? And then that's kind of like they're being segregated, and you don't want them to be segregated.
But how far do you have to go for inclusivity? Like, it is,
I don't know. This is all very new. It's so new that, like, I don't even think they really know what they want to do.
That's why I feel like you should just let it play out. Like,
but that's not a solution. Because they're starting to
see, like,
it's not really a solution, and all it's doing is
but right now the thing is that anyone who speaks out against it is immediately being shunned and canceled for it.
That's the unfortunate part is that, like, it's a very, like, you're either for us or against us. It's like, no, we're not necessarily against you. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to find a solution.
Maybe that's the bigger conversation is that people don't even want to, and I think we even listened, yesterday we were listening to a podcast with Joe Rogan where people don't even want to have the conversation anymore. I
actually liked what he was saying, where he was, like, that point that he made up where he said he invites people on his show that he might not necessarily fully agree with, because he's trying to learn something. And the only way that you can really learn something is sometimes having people that you don't agree with to hear their point of view. If you always talk to someone who's like-minded and has the exact same point of view as you, you'll never learn. You're just stunting your own growth. So. Exactly.
And unfortunately, that's a lot of people who support something like this are on that level where they don't even want to have the conversation with the other side and have essentially stunted their growth or ability to see the other side by not even acknowledging that there is another side to the conversation, and saying anyone who does have any other opinion is immediately a bad person.
I mean, I think both sides have to kind of approach the conversation with an open mind, because if you have the right wings that come in and they're like, well, you're wrong, everything you're saying is wrong, and then the left side saying, well, you're being discriminatory, you're wrong. You're just constantly having two negatives, and they're not gonna have an open conversation. But if the right is willing to hear out the left and maybe look for a solution, and the left is willing to hear out the right and also look for a solution, that's a more progressive mindset, I would say. But if it's like that with any kind of I guess two opposite ends of the spectrum, you know what I mean?
And I guess so, because, like, I think I mentioned it. I keep saying this. I mentioned it last week where like I like listening to other people with opposite. Like I like even listening to Joe Rogan and stuff. I don't agree with everything Joe Rogan says, but he has people, good people. He has people on there who I feel he has really good conversations with, as you've seen with the podcast we listened to. With I forget who the guest was.
It was can't remember.
Oh shoot! Did it freeze
again? Okay,
and we're back. But yeah, so the reason I even wanted to mention that story is because I feel like we already have our opinions on like how far you should go for inclusivity. Like I feel like at this point it's gone too far.
Yeah.
But the real issue here is that no one wants to even have the conversation, or even no one's even allowing people to have the conversation of whether or not this is right or wrong. And I don't know where it's going to lead to, because now people are losing opportunities out of this because people don't want to listen to what the other side is, and they're kind of just trying to. A lot of the major corporations and universities and stuff don't want to feel like they're going to be on the wrong side of history, because the people on the internet, even though it may seem like it's like the whole internet is against them, I feel like it's just a few really loud voices. Yeah, and it makes them kind of on edge. Like it makes the companies very on edge, because the moment a few people start to say something against them, they feel like, okay, we have to like fix this. We have to make sure we're not canceled by the internet. And like they kind of go too far.
It's a fair fear.
Because there have been a lot of cases of that. Yeah. But like now I feel like we mentioned before, but there's a shift going on where companies are starting to be a little less.
They're not trying hard
reactive. Yeah, like this one, I've noticed, at least from the people that I've listened to on this topic, like more people are starting to realize like the ridiculousness of it. Because like I think there was a fighter in Australia who was a mixed martial artist. Used to be a man and transitioned to a woman, and she, similar to what happened with the swimming team, but this is even more dangerous because she transitioned and started fighting women, but still had a lot of the musculature, and like only recently transitioned and had a lot of that testosterone and the years of being a man in general to build that muscle mass, and was like destroying these women, like beating to a pulp.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. And like it's becoming to the point where this inability to see like what's right in front of you is starting to actually hurt people. And like in the swimming case, there are people who lost scholarships because they didn't qualify because she was taking up like the top spot there. It was shifted everything down. Of course, that's only one person who didn't qualify, but then it's going to discourage a lot of other people from joining if this is what's going to be happening, and probably going to happen even more.
I mean, I can't say I have any sort of solution or any answers because this is out of my pay grade, but a solution for the change rooms is just get a gender neutral change room.
I don't know.
But like one whole change room for one person.
Yeah. Well, hey, they do that a lot. Like if you were the only Muslim in your workplace and you asked for a prayer room,
they're obligated to get you one. They just tell me to go to the janitor's closet. Let's be real. No, luckily not in my.
There are rules against that here.
No.
And actually, in Canada, if you like spoke out about some of this stuff, you could be like sued for it too, because they might call it hate speech. If you were to say, oh, like this person shouldn't be able to do this because like it's not equal or it's not right. Like you can actually in Canada, you kind of have to be a little bit more conservative with what you say. Yeah. Or you kind of have to control a lot of what you say, because it can be misconstrued, and
we don't truly have freedom of speech here.
Yeah, like I mentioned that last time too. I keep saying that. I need to stop saying that. But yeah, it's a very touchy subject. Yeah, I feel like people should just have that conversation. Like nothing should be touchy, but
easier said than done.
Yeah, people are scared of what people on the internet are going to say, right? At least people who are or public figures are scared of what the internet is going to say. But you kind of have to, like, almost like what Dave Chappelle did. Like, he knew he was going to get backlash for his special where he talks a lot about like trans issues, but he still did it anyways because he felt like the conversation needed to be had. And at this point, he has so much money, like no one can cancel him. Yeah. So he had almost like the ability to do without feeling any real repercussions. And even then, he still got a lot of backlash for it. He still did feel some repercussions from it, but that was kind of like the first crack in the dam. And I feel like there's going to be more cracks that are coming up, especially with stories like this. I feel like more people are going to start to see the negative effects of being super inclusive, to the point where you're starting to include people like this. Like, the only way maybe what?
I don't know. I think you should word that differently.
Why?
Because it's almost sounding like you're saying like we shouldn't be as inclusive.
No, like, okay. Yeah, because I guess like we're Muslim, right? So
I know.
If there's a hijabi, no, because no, it's not. What I'm about to say is that like we want hijabis to be included in a lot of things,
and they're not.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I feel like it is very hard to kind of figure out what the right thing is, because if you want your people to be included in things, you kind of have to accept that people who have maybe different views as you or a different lifestyle as you have to also be included for you to be included. So it's almost like we're all on the same side, but not at the same time.
Well, until hijabis have equal rights to everybody else, I don't want to say I don't support anyone, but you know.
Yeah. And that's kind of weird how it's been almost accepted. Like there's a lot of these people on the left who are very like they're saying we should be more and more inclusive, but you don't hear a lot of them speaking out about like what's happening in France and what's happening in Quebec, where hijabis are literally not allowed to work as public servers or in public jobs,
public sector jobs
because of what they wear, or maybe even Sikh people. I think, or Sikh people. Are they allowed to? And I don't think they're even allowed to work because they have a headdress that
France or is it Quebec that says like you can't have any religious symbols on?
Yeah, it's Quebec.
Quebec, yeah.
But France as well. I believe they specifically went after the hijab. I believe in France. I don't know about So,
I don't want to talk about that. I'm mad now.
I think we did speak about it.
I think we might have.
Yeah. We've done so many episodes at this point, guys. We're starting to forget what we even talked about. We talked about it in the car the other day. We're like, did we say that? People like quote things to us and we forget that we even said them to begin with.
Right.
But yeah, so that was just something I wanted to bring up. I thought it'd be interesting to point out. And I don't know, I feel like there's more of a conversation we can have there. Maybe we think about it more.
Yeah.
And it's going to come up more. So I'm definitely probably another story that comes out about it. I have another topic here, but I don't know if I want to do it this week.
Which one is it? Let me see.
It says like the Kanye doc. Did you watch that?
I didn't. So
you didn't watch that?
We'll save that for things we've watched on Netflix recently, like Turning Red.
That's on Disney Plus, actually.
Whatever, same thing. And Top Boy's out too.
I didn't watch Top Boy yet. I have to get like.
Did you watch the first
one
season?
thing I do have to get mentally prepared for is like shows like Top Boy.
Why?
Like Ramadan, I'm a good, but Top Boy, because like shows that have a lot of like emotional like life or death situations really get to me. Like Game of Thrones, I had to like get myself prepared to watch something like that, because like any day now you could have another Red Wedding episode.
I don't understand.
You never watched Game of Thrones?
No.
What?
We know this already.
Okay.
Even they know this. Come on.
I forgot. Okay, I forget a lot of things. But yeah, so like, well, Red Wedding, a lot of main characters died in that episode.
In the wedding?
Yeah. But I don't know if that's a spoiler or whatever. It's been a long while. It's a long time since that episode came out. But yeah, like you don't know when the next main character that you really like is going to die. So you have to like prepare yourself for it, because you get really invested in these characters, right?
That's true.
And like shows where no one is safe are like things I have to get prepared for. I don't know if anyone's like that. Like, do you have to get mentally prepared for like certain shows because of how like much you're invested in the characters, and like how anyone can die at any moment, even a main character can die, or at least they've shown you that?
That happened to me with Grey's Anatomy when they killed off Derek Shepherd, who's one of the main characters. You won't understand, okay? But anyone who watches, hopefully anyone who watches Grey's Anatomy, when he died, I felt like my husband died.
Is he that like the McDreamy guy?
Yeah. Oh, look at you.
No, I just know about the memes. Okay, I know the memes.
Patrick Dempsey.
I did watch the like someone was reacting to it. I think it was like, Dr. Mike on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was reacting to it, and that's how I saw the episode where he
dies.
Where he like saves that person and they gets hit by a car, which was like the dumbest thing. How the whole thing happened.
Honestly, like I watched the backstory. You want to know what happened?
What?
So the two main characters, the person he's married to on the show.
He's married to someone on the show?
On the show he is.
Yeah.
He's Meredith's husband.
Yeah.
So in real life, they actually don't like each other.
Oh, really?
And Meredith is who the show is about. Grey's Anatomy. She's
so she got him killed off?
Yeah, because she's friends with the creator of the show. So.
Oh, no. That ain't crazy? Right. That ain't right, man. And the guy is dyslexic, too. That's just one thing I randomly know about him. I know. I didn't know that. He doesn't know how to read, or he's dyslexic or something.
I don't think dyslexic means you don't know how to read.
No, I think he was dyslexic.
Have a hard time reading.
And had a hard time reading.
Oh, okay.
So like a lot of the lines he learned from the show, he had to have read to him, or he had to have more time with it.
That is too much work.
I don't know why I even know that. That's like a random piece of information I really didn't know. I never watched the show once, but I know that it has an impediment. The main character.
Yeah, so like when he died, or when there's other characters. We're not gonna go into it, but yeah, when they died, it always happened when you least expect it, because that was the first time that I experienced attachment to a show.
Yeah.
But after that, it's kind of just like.
But did you have to get yourself mentally prepared for that episode every time before you were watching it? Like before you watch that show, did you have to get mentally prepared for it? Like I have to be in a certain mindset to watch Top Boy. I have to be a certain mindset to watch like
Top Boy had me in a
back in the day, like Breaking Bad. What?
Top Boy had me in a choke. Like it made me want to be a Top Boy.
What?
I wanted to wear a puffer jacket and speak in a
did
British
not
accent.
Glorify the life at all. How did you get that out of it?
I feel like those who know, if you know, you know.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The girls that get it, and the guys that don't.
What? Okay, tell me one thing about that show that made you, like, after seeing all that made you want to be part of that life.
You know, Amir, when you're on your way to your corporate job and in your head, on your headphones, you're listening to like gangster rap where you're selling drugs. So in my head, I'm a drug dealer. But as I walk through the doors, I'm like, good morning, Angela. How are you this morning? You know?
Well, I don't listen to that low quality music, okay? Wow. I need stuff with substance, okay?
Wow. You listen to Fireflies by Ocean City. Is it called Ocean City?
What? Owl City? This girl. Ocean City? He does have a song called Ocean Eyes.
I think isn't that Billie Eilish?
He also had one, I believe.
Oh, really?
Or no, it's called Ocean
Voice or something like that?
Yeah, I forget. No, that's like back in like 2012. Okay.
Anyways, whatever.
What was the original topic? I think we were gonna mention Kanye, but you never watched the doc yet. That's why I didn't want to mention it. I was like, should I mention this?
I'm gonna watch it. That way we can cover Kanye doc, Red Panda.
What the hell is turning red, Sara?
Same thing.
Red Panda. You've said Red Panda like a million times.
I know.
I guess she technically does turn into a Red Panda.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But we'll save that for like.
Okay, we'll save that. I think we should just end it there then.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I'm done with you guys. I'm sweating here.
I know. I don't know why. I'm literally freezing.
You're freezing?
Yes.
I just said I'm sweating.
I had goosebumps at one point. I'm like, this guy is trying to kill me here. Okay, is the window open?
Yeah, I did open the window.
I knew it.
I just realized. I was like, wait, did I open the window?
How?
Okay, I did.
Okay.
Whatever.
Right.
Okay, guys. Thank you again for watching. Remember to subscribe. Click the like button when you're watching the video. What else can you do? You can follow us on all our social platforms.
It's all linked below.
Yeah. Remember, there's also an audio version of this podcast if you ever wanted to. Well, for the people who are watching, there's an audio version of this podcast. And what else? Y'all already know, man. At this point, it's 41 episodes. Okay.
Well, it could be someone's first time listening to us, and they just happen to choose this episode.
If this was your first episode, I'm so sorry.
What do you mean? Why?
Huh? I feel like this is all over the place.
That's kind of our thing, though.
Yeah, it is our thing.
So
and maybe it's just me overthinking it. Whatever.
If it is your first time, welcome. Yeah. Thanks for coming. I hope you stay a while. Mm-hmm. And on that note, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye. What?